The Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines doxing as to publicly identify or publish private information about someone, especially as a form of punishment or revenge. But what if the information you publish is from someone's public Facebook or public records? What if you think the person really deserves it? Is it still doxing? The way you answer these questions will likely determine how you feel about TikTok's most infamous doxer, Savannah Sparks. Her handle on TikTok is rexorcist, and her work, well, it speaks for itself.
Honey, you're in a pyramid scheme and you're their target demographic because you're stupid enough to fall for it. What am I doing? I am promoting science and public health through my career as a pharmacist and an IBCLC. But I also make money on my phone through TikTok that I turn around and donate to marginalized communities, so that's not the flex you thought it was. I thought since you wanted to get your message out there, I'd help you out and find your entire family and message them your TikTok. Your family's originally from the Virgin Islands, right? And you've got family in Houston, Texas, and in Florida, right? Splendid. So I found all of your aunts and uncles and I messaged all of them. It took me all of 20 minutes to find out who you are, where you live, and where you go to school. And I don't say that threateningly. I say that because you are not immune to accountability just because you posted it anonymously on the internet. So just a heads up, your entire high school administration knows.
There have been lots of doxers since the inception of the internet, and people have been using it since then to get revenge on others or just to troll them. But what makes Savannah unique compared to the doxers that came before her is that she isn't posting anonymously on a forum or hacking someone's computer from a basement. She's doxing people proudly and has gained almost 1 million followers on TikTok for this. She uses information from people's social media and public records to shame them, get them fired from their jobs, contact their families, and more. Never before in history has a human being been able to build a social media brand based around doxing people and sell 227 merch items to back it up. Savannah has argued that she isn't really a doxer at all because she doesn't obtain her information illegally. Some people have accused Savannah of obtaining their information illegally, but more on that later. No, from Savannah's perspective, she isn't a doxer. She's an accountability creator. As she explained in an interview with NBC, anything that forces someone to change their way of thinking, it makes them angry. So keeping that in mind, the fact I'm doing this to so many people, I accept I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, and I'm exactly where I need to be. Savannah didn't start out on TikTok doxing people. In fact, her beginnings were much more tame. The oldest videos on her account are from February of 2018, where she made some pretty normal videos taking care of her child, cooking, and talking about lactation. Savannah is a PharmD and IBCLC, which means she has a doctorate in pharmacy and is a board-certified lactation consultant. These qualifications allowed Savannah to make some informative content offering advice to fellow breastfeeding mothers and general mom-oriented TikToks. But everything would soon change in the spring of 2020 when the pandemic hit. By May of 2020, Savannah's content had shifted to focus almost exclusively on talking about the pandemic, vaccines, and masks.
I have done research. It's called 8 years of pharmacy school, graduating with a doctorate degree, having professional licenses in 4 different states, practicing for 6 years. But sure, your Google degree means more than mine.
These arguments on TikTok would at times get pretty heated, leading to people trying to figure out where Savannah worked so they could get her fired.
Who's gonna tell her? I regret to inform you that I work for myself. I own my own lactation and medication counseling business, and I'd be happy to forward your concerns right in the trash where your disgusting opinion belongs.
Savannah's fans retaliated by posting the personal information of Savannah's enemies in the comments, something she was quick to denounce.
Okay, so obviously this needs repeating. No matter the circumstances, no matter how much an individual may deserve it, I do not condone doxing. I understand you're probably just trying to help. I understand that you're probably not personally trying to cause harm on this individual, but the reality of the world that we live in today is that many people would see that information and do very, very bad things with it. That's why doxing and cyberstalking are illegal. This includes posting somebody's full name, where they work, where they live. If your intention is to get that information out there so it can be reported, report it on your own privately. Don't post it on my page.
But Savannah's TikTok was about to take a turn towards the truly unhinged. On March 14th of 2021, Savannah posted a video called What It's Like to Go Running as a Woman, where she showed the precautions she takes when running. She talks about hiding a slip of paper in her shoe with her personal information in case she gets kidnapped, carrying pepper spray, brass knuckles, and more. Another user made a TikTok joking about disarming her, and Savannah responded like this.
Disarm.
Hey bestie, thank you so much for all the tips on how to disarm women in public so that you can kidnap and them. I thought since you wanted to get your message out there, I'd help you out and find your entire family and message them your TikTok. Your family's originally from the Virgin Islands, right? And you've got family in Houston, Texas, and in Florida, right? Splendid. So I found all of your aunts and uncles and I messaged all of them. I also know who your sisters and your cousins are, so let me know if you want me to pass it along to them too. Keep up the good work, bestie.
The comments on Savannah's video are split about 50-50, with some saying she went too far contacting his family and threatening to do even more, and others saying he shouldn't have posted the video in the first place. Regardless of the comments, this was one of the most popular videos on Savannah's account since she had started posting content, gaining over 1 million likes. Maybe Savannah felt powerless while she was running, but tracking down the family of the person who mocked her seems to have given her a taste of a different kind of power. The following weeks and months on Savannah's page would go on to produce one of the most extreme runs of doxing, witch hunts, and retaliation that the internet has ever seen. Savannah got a taste of that power and never looked back. 6 days later, Savannah posted a follow-up video stating she had contacted 8 of the person's family members. His cousins and sisters did not take too kindly to Savannah putting them and their family on display.
Pause to read, but the cousin said that she wants me to take the video down because I'm making their family look bad. Making excuses for a apologist makes you look even worse. Then she said if I don't take it down, they'll contact my family members. And say what exactly? That you're mad that I'm holding your cousin accountable for mocking victims?
The very next day, Savannah found someone else to go after and posted this.
Let me start this video by saying that this individual is a child. Therefore, this needs to be handled very carefully. Before I say what I have to say, it is very important that y'all understand that you cannot communicate to a minor the way that you would an adult. Therefore, I need to explicitly state that I do not condone nor will I participate in any sort of threat towards this individual. But I will hold him accountable. With that being said, this video was brought to my attention by one of my followers on Instagram. She is a young lady very triggered by what you posted. And this is not the only problematic video you've posted. And she asked me if I could possibly identify you, privately of course, so that the appropriate adults could step in and intervene. And I did just that. It took me all of 20 minutes to find out who you are, where you live, and where you go to school. And I don't say that threateningly. I say that because you are not immune to accountability just because you posted it anonymously on the internet. So just a heads up, your entire high school administration knows.
Again, Savannah's comments seem to be split about 50-50, with some people calling her out for doing this, while others applauded her for being the main character. By this point, people on TikTok were tagging Savannah on any post where they wanted to get someone fired or doxxed for anything deemed problematic. Tagging Savannah was like lighting up the bat signal if Batman was a professional doxer who also called everyone bestie.
Unfortunately for you though, I got involved. And as a pharmacist, I most definitely have a duty to report it. Because I found you, Hannah, I found your pharmacy technician license number, and I am reporting you to the Illinois State Board of Pharmacy. And just a heads up, since you clearly don't know anything about pharmacy law and how to keep your license intact, they're going to launch an investigation which involves informing your employer, and when your employer finds out, because stealing and falsifying documents is a crime. Thanks, bestie. This user right here, ExoCourtTK, said, "Can I pay you to ship a couple to me?" So I mosey onto her Instagram where she says she's a nurse. And by quickly Googling your username, your hairstylist tagged you in a Facebook post. And then you liked it from your Facebook profile. And then I matched up who you were married to because you mentioned his name on your TikTok. Is this you? Did you share this meme? Is this you, Miss LPN? Yeah, the Texas Board of Nursing is going to see all this. You can have your middle finger back.
Savannah was on a roll, looking for anyone she could get fired, dancing in front of screenshots of people's accounts she had gotten banned, picking fights with people from all corners of the app, and contacting their employers. At this point, the people being doxxed didn't have to be a content creator to get Savannah's attention. Random person from the comments, doxxed. Doctor says it's weird to breastfeed a toddler, get him banned. Woman makes a joke about forging a COVID certificate, contact her job. Oh wait, she doesn't work there anymore?
Yes, that is correct. Evidently, she has not been employed by that hospital since August of 2020. So apologies to that hospital for the barrage of comments that they have gotten on their social media page. However, my video still needs to be seen because these healthcare professionals need to be held accountable. Not only by her employer, but also her licensing boards and the people that know her. And for everybody that's saying it's just a joke, joking about forging medical documents isn't funny, especially when we're still struggling with this pandemic.
At this point, it's become apparent that Savannah wasn't just privately contacting employers offline by herself, she was using her fans to contact employers and mass report anyone who needed to be held accountable, whether they still work there or not. But Savannah, didn't you say doxing was bad just a few months ago?
With that being said, She had a gotcha moment for me. I posted this video about doxing back in the fall, where I said that even public information can be considered doxing. However, I've since realized that public information shared on a public forum is not doxing. That's why I've pushed a lot harder with these healthcare professionals in holding them accountable during this pandemic. Mind you, I have not obtained any of this information by illegal means, and most of this information that I get, they have shared themselves.
It had only been 7 days since Savannah started doxing people, and she had already stirred up a firestorm on TikTok, gaining followers, views, and notoriety. But all that was about to change, because Savannah was about to be visited by an infamous hacker.
Do we even know who is this 4chan?
On March 27th, a thread was started on 4chan discussing Savannah and her content. Users on Paul did not like her, to put it lightly. Within 28 minutes, someone had looked up her medical license and posted the address of a Walgreens she used to work at. Another user claimed to file a police report against her for breaking a state law. Others discussed visiting the pharmacy and tried to find her home address. Then someone posted her actual home address. It had only taken 4chan a couple of hours, but they were able to find the last place she worked, her personal phone number, email addresses, and her home address. They even took it a step further and went through all of her TikTok videos to find the one she posted in her backyard and cross-referenced it with Google satellite images of the address they had found. The next day, Savannah posted a video called "Keep Holding People Accountable."
As I'm sure y'all are all aware, I've been getting repeatedly harassed by far-right TikTok for days. These people have posted my address, made violent threats against me, it's made it to 4chan, there's been violent threats made against my daughter, my family. Because these people aren't getting the reaction that they wanted from me, they're now going after creators whom I'm friends with. And now these creators are very seriously concerned for their own safety. While I'm more than capable of dealing with these people, my friends aren't. And my friends are asking me to remove the videos that have caused all this fuss. And out of the deep respect and love that I have for them, I'm complying. But let me be clear, I am not sorry for the videos that I made. I am not sorry for the people being held accountable. And I will continue holding people accountable as it pertains to public health and patient safety. But for now, there have been enough credible threats made against me, my family, and now my friends that I've got to take a pause. But rest assured, we will all be continuing the good fight.
The top comment on this video reads, "People are treating me how I treated others and now I'm offended." 4chan made another thread the next day celebrating their victory and started making plans to up the ante even further. Many claimed to report her to the pharmacy board, and others threw out even darker ideas. In the end, Savannah stopped doxing people and 4chan won the battle by silencing her, which lasted for about a week and a half, and then Savannah went right back to doxing. One of the first things Savannah did when she came back to the internet was start arguing with people who claimed she used illegal means to obtain their personal information, like this user.
Okay, for anybody asking about this letter in particular, Savannah used to work at Walgreens. If you look up her name on Google, it'll pop up this Walgreens, so that's why I called them in the first place. However, her sister now works there, and this is what they sent me when I tried to let them know what she was doing on TikTok, stating that her sister accesses my PHI and sends her sister, Savannah, information. And that's how she's posting all this information about people. She'll claim that she uses Google, she'll claim that she uses Facebook, she'll claim everything's public information, which is true. This information would be public, but that is not how she found it.
Savannah's answer to people making these claims was to show them how easy it was to get their docs elsewhere, showing her audience how to do it at the same time. In between these videos, Savannah had gone back to consistently making videos getting people fired, banned, the police called, and more. One particularly notable doxing happened on April 23rd when Savannah reacted to a woman's video where she wears a fake COVID mask on an airplane.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
Ooh, Marissa, we're gonna know. Especially when you documented your entire trip with travel dates. I recognize this seat back. You flew Southwest, right? Great, so I forwarded all of that to Southwest Airlines, and Anna made sure to tell me that they will pass it along to the appropriate leaders. So if you get marked as a flight risk, it was me.
It was around this time that the mainstream media caught on to what Savannah was doing and started writing articles praising her heroic behavior. She called out healthcare misinfo on TikTok. Then the trolls found her. Savannah Sparks made it her mission to hold healthcare workers she believes are behaving badly accountable on TikTok. When trolls started threatening her life, she stepped away from the platform. A New York Times article about Savannah reads, "Ms. Sparks said her work had drawn detractors and vaccine opponents. who have threatened her and posted her home number and address online, but she was undeterred. Savannah gave another interview to Business Insider where she talked about when 4chan went after her. The harassment led her to scrub all of her social media accounts from the internet entirely, including accounts she had built for her business. 3 weeks later, she returned to social media, including TikTok, after people encouraged her to return and reminded her activism doesn't come without a price. Savannah carried on like this for the next year, continuing to dox people. Most recently, she made a stir on Twitter when she posed for this photo, wearing a shirt that says "Stolen black breast milk built this nation." This post, to put it lightly, was not received well, but not before someone pointed out that Savannah had gotten married on a plantation. I did a little further research and it seems that the original plantation, built in 1865, was burnt down during the Civil War, and the house that Savannah got married at was built in 1925. Regardless, she still lost enough internet points and received such a massive pushback that she felt the need to delete the post. Which brings us to the present day. Savannah is still very much holding people accountable. There are many cases where she's legitimately calling out people who probably shouldn't be practicing medicine, but there are many others where she's going after kids or random people from the comments. Her lactation business doesn't exactly seem to be booming, as she mentioned in a recent tweet that 99% of her income is from OnlyFans. The factors that give Savannah so much power over her enemies don't apply to her because she doesn't have the same Achilles heel they do: a job. So it seems like she will continue to hold people accountable until either her platform or her fans turn on her. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably really like my video detailing the Island Boys' rise to fame. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay weird, internet. Peace.